Oh,
Hey,
it's the
what is that
boys. Hey,
noise?
you. I don't know. It's that's actually I think what happens when you drive a truck over a saxophone.
I
Hello and
think this
welcome
is
to
the cool
Afternoon.
new. Oh, you go ahead. I was
No,
going to
do
make
it.
a Sex in the City joke, but I was going to say that's what if they made Sex in the City, but with two awful men rather than four okay women.
Yeah, that's
You know,
what you
you can
stopped
re-
the
you, why
intro
don't you,
for.
yeah, you
For
can read
that.
your lines.
Yeah,
Fine,
that's like a
go for it.
steamroller
Go
going
nuts.
over a saxophone, if you know what I'm talking about. Hello and welcome to Up at Noon, IGN's sometimes weekly off-topic variety show that's occasionally funny on purpose and other times sounds like a small car accident between a Zamboni and a raccoon. And we just found it's actually the number one show ever, which is we're really happy about. We just got that call just a few minutes ago. That's great news. I'm your host, Brian Altano. That's Max Scoville right there. My number two, as they say, you know what that means.
Yeah, but no,
It's
you heard him right. Hey, will you cool it with the poopies? But no, you heard him right. We actually just got the results in from the Institute, and they said that Up at Noon is the number one show ever. So suck it, Breaking Bad. Go to hell, The Wire. Eat our dust, Wheel of Fortune. See
okay.
you
I
in
agree with
hell,
you. Agree with
America's
that.
Funniest Home Video, and suck it, Paw Patrol. What is that?
I,
They don't tell us
that's
about these things.
yeah. That's I forgot to tell you I had another child and that's Benny and he's very sick. Anyway, before we get started doing what we do better than everyone else in the entire world, especially you, Wheel of Fortune, a little housekeeping. You probably heard this before, but you can help support some awesome charities by hitting the links in your video descriptions or visiting donate.ign.com. That's donate.ign.com. Take it away,
We are
Max.
raising money for the World Health Organization's COVID-19 response fund dedicated to studying, tracking, and combating that no good coronavirus, as well as the Bail Project, a nonprofit that pays bail for people in need, reuniting families, and restoring the presumption of innocence.
That's right. So go follow IGN on TikTok and check out our Summer of Gaming content and head over to IGN.com and leave us a Yappa video comment and we will show that. That's the easiest way to get your videos on IGN without making an entire video game and having us review it. So really, that's a cheat code right there.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Max, this morning has been a really long, insanely crazy summer, but also this day specifically was bonkers and started bright and early with some cyberpunk stuff. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so I mean, Night City Wire happened this morning. We got a ton of new looks at Cyberpunk 2077. There's a bunch of really cool stuff happening there. Obviously, this game is huge. People are crazy excited for it. I've been looking forward to this game for most of my career, which is weird to think about. And I'm pretty happy we've actually got something special to show off on Up at Noon right now that has to do with Cyberpunk 2077. There's a company called PureArts who sent us some amazing statues based on Assassin's Creed a few weeks ago. They have some 1/6 scale collectibles, so 12-inch. Don't call them dolls; they're action figures dolls. And they're putting out a Yaiba Kusanagi motorcycle that's in scale with these. Here is a world premiere 360 view of this bitchin' bike, which is very clearly like this. Totally, has some notes of Kaneda's motorcycle from Akira. But yeah,
Hell
this was
yeah.
first shown off in game in the. I think I saw it in the E3 demo they showed, but it's one of the many cool wheeled vehicles you get to tear ass around Night City on.
Yeah, this was shown in the E3 demo that the press saw behind closed doors last year in like the 30-minute demo. And yeah, straight up Akira. This is this thing is gorgeous, man. This is like super super cool looking. I immediately was like, I love statue stuff, but something like this was immediately hit me as like, okay, I want that on my shelf because I know I can pick it up and interact with it and play with it a little bit.
Well, I have some bad news. If you want it on your shelf, it's going to cost you a pretty penny because this is a high-end collectible. Basically, they put out a couple of different action figures of V. They're hyper articulated, super realistic 12-inch figures with like cloth clothes and like interchangeable hands and all that. And the figures they make one V female version. Here's a look at is that the pants? What is that? The
That's
knees?
the
I
boot.
can't even tell.
Those are the boots.
Is that the boot?
Boots, my
Is
friend?
that the big
Yeah,
boots? That's
that
some
is the
good
big
boots.
boots.
But yeah, so they've got the two figures. They've got V female, V male, which is I feel like we're gonna have a lot of just like V. How do you describe your character in that? But there's the boots. Anyway, so if you want to get the motorcycle, it is $599 and it comes packed with one of the figures. So if you want the male figure and the bike, it's $600. The figures by themselves individually are $229, and then there is the ultimate pack where you can have V male and V female and the motorcycle as well, which is $799, which is extremely expensive in terms of there's the male figure there. I love the sneakers on that. They really got the
Yeah,
sort of
right.
not quite Chuck Taylors down right there.
Hmm.
Yeah, these are. I mean, this is $229 is a stupid amount of money to pay for a toy, but when you look at sort of the price of high end 12-inch action figures, that's pretty reasonable. And then when you start looking at the price of vehicles and stuff, it gets pretty wacky pretty fast. So $600 for a limited edition high end collectible of these guys is I think that's pretty par for the course.
Yeah,
But
honestly, and the quality is phenomenal. I think like we were like kind of laughing when we were looking at the boots before, but that is just a extreme zoom in on one corner of what these figures look like. And the accessories and sort of articulation to them is gorgeous. Like this is on par with some of the most high end collectibles you can get. And the thing is, like, to be blunt, like a lot of video game collectibles aren't usually that great looking. Like usually you get some stuff that's packed in with a collector's edition, like a statue, and that's sort of like a good way to sort of offset the cost of everything. And maybe they throw in some like keychains and tokens and stuff like that. But like these figures are incredibly detailed, and it is like one of those things where I still don't know. Like I haven't played this game yet. People on IGN staff have played it today. We've got tons of impressions all over the site, so please go check those out. We've got written reviews or previews. We have conversations on YouTube, video previews, and all kinds of stuff like that. We spent a significant amount of time with it. I haven't played this yet. I don't know. This could be like a game I completely fall in love with, and I could go from being like, oh, I don't really need this stuff, to being like, I have to have this on my shelf. So yeah,
you're like kind of hard to track in terms of like what grabs you. I know that you like big open world games, but like RPGs can kind of go either way with you. So this will be interesting. That being said, if you are looking for Cyberpunk action figures, collectibles that are a little bit more affordable, McFarlane Toys has the license for 7-inch scale action figures. I did an unboxing of those back in the before times when we could go to our office. But I did it was like the 7-inch male V, and then 2 different versions of Johnny Silverhand, which are pretty cool. But yeah, I mean,
those are like just on Amazon right now. Actually, if you're itching for something, if you've been watching preview coverage all day and you want toys on your shelf, you can grab those immediately. Strap in, which you can't do on a motorcycle, because we're going to be talking about collectibles a lot today. Which is great.
This is the show where the adult men talk about the dolls and the toys and whatnot. Let's see, what do we have? We actually have some more stuff from PureArts to talk about. Did I hear a whisper in my ear about something involving posters?
Yes, potentially.
Okay, we don't have the posters. The whisper was
we will
live.
Soon. Yeah, we
will.
The
fun thing about doing these live things is that we basically usually always have somebody in one ear being like, hey, this thing is coming up. Hey, can you be sure to talk about Yappa? And we're like, I'm sorry, I was in the middle of a sentence. And it's a weird kind of like walking and chewing gum while rubbing your tummy and patting your head type of thing. So it takes some. I'm not making fun of you, Dan. I'm explaining to the people. Okay, now he's talking in my ear again. I'm just saying it's a thing. But before we continue, I want to talk about this. We should talk about Yappa.
I actually want to ask you a question real quick. Yeah, but real quick, I wanted to ask you. You are now Dan wants to cut me off. You're one of the biggest. You're a huge fan of The Witcher, and you're a gigantic fan of Cyberpunk in general, and you'll get into that in a bit. But like, what is your sort of thermometer on this game, having watched everything this morning? Because I know you hosted our pre and post show. We got to see the new stuff, like the anime stuff, like looks really exciting. We got to see a lot more kind of like gameplay stuff. Where are you at on this?
So let me be clear with this. I have been this game. The existence of this game got me excited for The Witcher before The Witcher was out. Like I played The Witcher 2 when it was on Xbox 360, which is kind of like a weird. I mean, that's a good game. It's not great on console. It could be better. But they announced that they were doing Cyberpunk, and I was like, that's music to my ears. I'm interested in this. And then I went and checked out The Witcher 3 at E3 the first year they were showing that off, and I was like, okay, this is one of the most impressive demos I've ever seen. I want to see what they do with Cyberpunk. And everything they've been saying since day one has been like totally like, I think they get it. And I think the fact that they're trying to adapt a pen and paper RPG into a AAA video game, or the fact that they were adapting a book series into a AAA video game, is so much more exciting to me than a studio trying to be like, hey, we're making like, no disrespect, but trying to be like, hey, we're turning a superhero into a video game, or hey, a popular movie franchise into a game. Because I think there's a lot more in common with video games in 400-page novels or super complex rule systems for a pen and paper RPG than there is with a 2-hour movie. So I think they get it. And
I think you're totally right. Like, I mean, it's going to be a slightly tougher sell, obviously, than say like The Last of Us 2 or Spider-Man or even an Avengers game. I mean, but I have a feeling that people are going to pick up for this one. It is effectively a new IP, even though it's really not a new IP. It's based, on something that's been around for a long time and something conceptual. From a gameplay perspective, I have to say, like, I definitely was a little bummed when I first found that it was first person. I've warmed up to that a ton. Reading previews today, one of the most enticing things to me, one of the times you see yourself in third person a lot is on a motorcycle or on a car, and a lot of the previews said that the driving mechanics are like really simple and easy and straightforward, and I actually love that. Like, I think it's a thing that like kept me from truly falling in love with GTA 4 in the way I really wanted to, and I know a lot of people want like really sort of more meticulous, more realistic driving mechanics in games, but when you can whip around an open world like this and it feels kind of arcadey, that kicks so much ass for me personally. And so that was one of the things that I saw where I was like, yeah, I'm in. Like, I'm totally in on that. That sounds great. I want to see how the combat rolls out and fighting and progression and exploration. But like, this is a stunning, gorgeous world, and I can't wait to kind of see what it has to offer.
I mean, at the very least, it's going to be cool as hell to be like, well, we've been waiting 8 years for this game. It's out. What happens? It's going to be like, what happens next, and how do people process this? So, yeah, I'm good guy. We have more Cyberpunk stuff to talk about in a second. But we also have some more collectibles to show off. We need to take a quick break right now.
That's right. In the meantime, don't forget, we are asking you to give to the World Health Organization and the Bailed Project all summer of gaming long over at donate.ign.com. Plus, you can get bonus summer of gaming content and upload your own gameplay moments by downloading the TikTok app and following IGN, then searching for IGN's Summer of Gaming hashtag. Please go to donate.ign.com. Please donate. We're super, super honored to be bringing awareness and money towards these great, great causes that we all truly, deeply believe in. And this has been a weird year, and let's make it a little bit better.
Yeah. Now, also, here's another weird thing: is we've been asking for Yappa video comments over on IGN.com. You go over there, go down to the comments section. There's a little thing called Yappa. You can do it on your phone or your laptop, and you just get to make like a little video, and you could demand things like you could demand me to eat this habanero pepper, and I don't know why I wouldn't do that if someone were nice enough to be. Oh, you have one of those? That's so weird. Now, legally, I think HR said don't do any pranks with peppers on the thing, and don't be like, we definitely wouldn't be eating peppers for charity, because that's like a totally uncouth and bizarre way of kind of making a gross spectacle out of it. But if somebody were to be like, hey, I have a Yappa request, can you eat peppers? I'm like, well, it's going to go bad if I don't eat it, and I hear that all of the antioxidants are great for helping with depression. So let me just, head over to IGN.com and leave a Yappa comment.
Yeah, it's true. Legally, we cannot tell you to eat one for charity or for any purposes other than we're hungry, but we are hungry, and we do love those things I mentioned earlier. So I'm not asking you to connect the dots, but I am holding a habanero pepper.
Anyway, yeah.
IGN Summer of Gaming is presented by The Last of Us Part 2, available June 19th, rated M for mature. By the Army National Guard, working in our communities throughout the COVID pandemic to deliver food, build hospitals, and more. Go to nationalguard.com/esports for more info. And by Fuser, who will be partying with us all summer long.
The next generation of video gaming is on the horizon, and IGN is here to bring you the latest PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X news and analysis in our new weekly show, Next Gen Console Watch 2020. We'll bring on the experts to discuss and analyze all the latest developments around these new consoles. From frame rates, services, features, peripherals, and even all the new tech jargon, Next Gen Console Watch 2020 will keep you up to speed on everything leading up to the next generation of gaming. Join us every Friday for a new episode.
Not only is IGN the world's biggest media brand for games and entertainment, but we also have a team of some of the world's biggest fans of your favorite franchises. From breaking news and exclusives, never-before-seen looks at movies and games, to reviews, let's plays, and live streams, IGN brings you all the coverage you need, no matter where you are. IGN, the #1 source for all games and entertainment fans worldwide.
Everybody loves watching a speedrun of their favorite game. But what if you got the opportunity to peek into the minds of the developers while they watch their games getting completely wrecked? That's exactly what happens in every episode of Game Devs React to speedruns.
Yeah, you can do that. Oh my god!
We invite you to ride along with the developers as they react to, question, and enjoy some of the most skilled players exploiting and speeding through a game it took years of their life to create. Join us every Saturday for a new episode.
Hey there! Do you have opinions on games, movies, TV, or other weird stuff on the internet? You can take part in our new show, Power Ranking, where you can vote on all your favorite things on the internet. Do it now! Do it! Just go! Vote! Go vote!
News, games, and more is IGN's live news show every day of the week that covers all the day's news about games, movies, comics, and of course more. This is our daily live show that takes a rotating cast of IGN talent going over all the latest news of the day while taking live questions and comments from chat. We're live every Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. See you there.
When we first met, you brightened up my day. Yes, you did.
You are such a spicy little pepper. You're gonna get eaten. You know that, don't you? You do know that. I'm gonna get you.
Did you put yours in the fridge too? Are they all wet now?
No, my fridge is not wet.
No, I put mine in the fridge and I took it out and it's all wet. It's all like a wet pepper.
It's not wet. Anyway, we're back. If you just watched the commercial break we just saw, you probably saw a ad for Fuser. Max and I actually played that. We're going to check it out later on in the show, so please stick around. It's like one of my favorite Let's Plays we've ever done. Super, super fun. But in the meantime, we're still talking Cyberpunk because that is the big, big story of today. And Max, you are literally one of the biggest, tallest Cyberpunk fans I know on Earth. You're a huge nerd, but not just the game, the entire subgenre of science fiction books and drawings.
I have a big stack of Cyberpunk stuff here. Basically, the Cyberpunk is, as a genre, has been around for a while. It is massive. It is deep. It is, spans numerous genres. So if you were just kind of like pricking up your ears because of Cyberpunk 2077, I'm so genuinely jealous of anybody who isn't just like, oh, that looks cool because of things I've read. If they're like, oh, I'd like to find out more stuff like that. And I'm here to help with that. I would like to show people more things they can go check out. Just off the top of my head, rapid fire, obvious stuff. Blade Runner, The Matrix, Akira, Cowboy Bebop, Ghost in the Shell, Neuromancer. Those are all very good pieces of science fiction, cyberpunk, but it's also, those are kind of like the ones that are always at the top of the list. So I figure I could run down some of the sort of lesser known or more, sort of adjacent to the mainstream shit that people might have missed along the way. Can I just black out and do my thing here? All right, let's start with that.
After playing the first 4 hours of Cyberpunk 2077, it's tough to know where to begin.
McCaffrey, get out of here!
You know what that is? That's
why did he get to go play that?
Because to show you about Cyberpunk, we have to go to a Ghost in the Shell. We have to conjure a man in the machine.
I think he wanted to play that Cyberpunk because Elon Musk's girlfriend is in it. Anyway, okay, let's start first things first with Johnny Mnemonic. Johnny Mnemonic is based on a short story by William Gibson. It appears in the book Burning Chrome, which is a wonderful collection of short stories, very easy to track down. Johnny Mnemonic is a movie. The movie is it's okay. It could be better. It's not great. It's about Keanu Reeves as a courier of information who basically has a hard drive in his brain, and he gets a piece of valuable information stuck inside of his head, which is very similar to the plot of Cyberpunk, in which the main character gets a piece of information stuck inside their head, which happens to be the cybernetic ghost of Johnny Silverhand, played by Keanu Reeves. So there's this kind of wonderful like ebb and flow of that. Johnny Mnemonic could definitely be better, the movie. It's got some really cool set pieces. It's got some wonderfully corny CG like we're seeing on the screen right here. It's just peak Keanu. It was like right after he did Speed. He could have done anything, but he did Johnny Mnemonic. 1995 was a pretty cool year for Cyberpunk in general. I think that was technically the year the World Wide Web first officially launched, and that was also when Strange Days premiered. This was Catherine Bigelow directed. James Cameron, I think, had the story. This is, to relate this to Cyberpunk, the game, we saw the brain dance sequence where basically people can go into. There's Johnny Mnemonic again. He's still doing his stuff over there. They're very similar movies. They came out the same year. They're both cyberpunk.
I saw Johnny Mnemonic in theaters. I was not allowed to see Strange Days in theaters. That was too sexual.
Strange Days is very sexual. We saw in the Cyberpunk demo, there's a whole thing called Brain Dance, where basically you get to hack into other people's memories or like, tap into them, and they get to, live through somebody else's experiences. This is the entire like core principle of Strange Days, where basically, what if you manage to find like a mini disc cassette that happens to have footage of a murder on it as experienced from the murderer's perspective or from the murderer's perspective, which is a thing that pops up in William Gibson's story, is known as a SimStim. That's actually a central principle of Mona Lisa Overdrive, which was the third book in the Neuromancer trilogy. Anyway, sorry, I'm just doing my thing here. I have fun with this. Moving on, this is totally kind of shifting gears here, quasi literally, but Redline is an anime that came out in 2009. It is, I would say, if you were to triangulate Cowboy Bebop, Mad Max Fury Road, and then Speed Racer, and then just jam it full of amphetamines, that's pretty much the plot of this movie. It's just like, it is such a weird, fun, fast time. And it's not directly cyberpunk, but there's like some bits and pieces here and there. But for all of like the weird muscle car fetishization that's happening in 2077, I feel like it's kind of a good fit in that sense. Like, one of the first things we saw in that wonderful reveal trailer a couple of years ago was just like this weird hopped up high-tech car kind of like shutting its doors and like lowering to the ground and just being like vroom, vroom, and it's like, all right, okay, I'm into
this.
This
looks awesome. This is gorgeous, dude. I totally gotta check this out.
You would love this. It's like it's definitely kind of stupid, but in like a really good way. I think it's the same studio that did Ninja Scroll, and it's like they were like, let's make an anime like they used to back in the olden days, and they just, I don't know what they were consuming while making this, or if they were just really excited, but it definitely shows. Moving on to books, Snow Crash is a ton of fun. This is a Neil Stephenson book. It is cyberpunk, but also kind of a parody of cyberpunk. It's very stupid and over the top. It's very self-aware. Like the main character of this book is a hacker / sword fighter / pizza delivery guy whose name is Hero Protagonist. And it's all kind of just tongue in cheek enough that you don't get mad at it. And it's like wonderful kind of junk food cyberpunk. I think there's a whole thing about basically what is the bleak dystopian future version of pizza delivery look like? And I really hope that that's a thing in cyberpunk, because like that would be like, that's one of those little things you'll see in a book that would just like work so perfectly as a side quest. But yeah, the future of pizza. All right. Moving on.
You have me very hooked on the future of pizza. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I think also like cyberpunk is often like seen as just like, you get Neuromancer and it's very like, or Blade Runner, it's very dark and gritty and sad, and like Snow Crash is kind of like silly and it's like kind of fun, and it's definitely more like colorful, which seems to be the direction that 2077 is going a fair amount.
Yeah, honestly, if you look at the response to the first reveal of that game, I think people were like initially bummed out that it was like so vibrant and neon, but that you're totally right. That is a big part of it, And like they obviously also showed the gritty underbelly stuff, but it's both sides of that coin.
So William Gibson is sort of famed for being the author who kind of invented cyberpunk with Neuromancer. I have this weird gold leaf leather-bound version of it, which is still a paper book, which is like the least cyberpunk thing imaginable. This is what like how a Hobbit should be bound. This is not fitting for Neuromancer at all. I should have that on Kindle pirated. Neuromancer is awesome. I love it. It's a wonderful book. It is definitely like the essential cyberpunk reading. But the sort of second book, or the second trilogy that Gibson wrote, starts with Virtual Light, which is much more grounded and scaled back, and it feels like book came out in 93. It deals with online terrorists. It deals with gig economy. It has like augmented reality, weird like real estate scandals. It feels extremely grounded. Like it feels like it is very much like it's a few notches off from what we actually got. So right. I highly recommend that one.
Yeah, it's funny because when you look at a cover like this, you're like, oh, this was them getting into like the sort of early idea of what VR or something like that could be. But it's like what it dips into thematically is stuff that we're dealing with constantly now. That's the weird.
Gibson's early stuff is totally just like full on like, hey, here's just like a shotgun blast of crazy imagination. Like he was using the term cyberspace before the whole concept of the internet was even around. In virtual light, it feels almost like he looked at what actually sort of came to be, and he was like kind of just closing the gap between what was existing and what was like in the future. So it's this wonderful kind of like, it's more grounded futurism. And his current stuff that he's doing is still, well, he had a stretch where he's basically just making books set in present day because you don't need to invent a cyberpunk dystopia anymore because we kind of have one. Now, anyway, Akira, the movie, is wonderful. Everyone should see it. It's beautiful. It's one of the coolest pieces of animation ever made. However, not enough people have read the manga, which is phenomenal. It is awesome. It is 6 volumes, all very long. It was published over the course of, I think, more than a decade. The movie is very cool. It is nonsense narratively. It is a weird vertical slice of what the actual story is. Cyberpunk 2077 is like, hey, wake up, samurai, we got a city to burn. What happens after you burn a city? Like, what happens society-wise? Like, what is like the sort of, like, Akira the manga is basically like if you start with Blade Runner and then you wind up in Mad Max, and it's this wonderful, just like, it's a literal epic. It's stunning. So I highly recommend that for anybody. If you don't like to read that many pages and you just want to look at some cool-ass pictures, Intron Depot is an awesome series of art books that was published by Masamune Shirow, who did Ghost in the Shell. But it's a lot of very awesome stuff like, anime ladies riding on robots, cool ass goggles, stuff like that. It's definitely a little bit sexy. It was maybe behind that weird, velvet rope in your comic book shop in the 90s, but it's a good time. So those are some comic book and anime and manga and book and movie recommendations based on Cyberpunk. And if you are excited about Cyberpunk 2077, give them a shot. God, I love this stuff. Fun to talk about.
I love that you love this stuff, man. That like your energy for this stuff is like infectious. I love watching you just kind of black out and go, hey, this is my brain. It's been here for a long time. It's sort of like it was like when like Hulu made that Wu-Tang show, and I was just like, oh, you like I just went all Jared Petty on everybody.
Yeah, no, you gotta do that sometimes. Anyway, we need to take a quick break. When we get back, we are going to have an audience with the devil himself, the Devil Jin from Tekken 7 in statue form.
That's right. This is very exciting. There's a big boy that's going to join us very soon, and we cannot wait to show him off. After that, we have a lot of fun stuff about more toys, including another specific big boy who's big in a different way, but still very, very lovable. So stick around, and don't make us do it, but we're hungry. And we're going to do it.
That's a yappa.
Can we eat?
IGN Summer of Gaming is presented by The Last of Us Part 2. Available June 19th. Rated M for mature. By the Army National Guard, working in our communities throughout the COVID pandemic to deliver food, build hospitals, and more. Go to nationalguard.com/esports for more info. And by Fuser, who will be partying with us all summer long.
Every time I turn around, cats got their heads out, wanting something from it. I ain't got it, so you can't get it.
The next generation of video gaming is on the horizon, and IGN is here to bring you the latest PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X news and analysis in our new weekly show, Next Gen Console Watch 2020. We'll bring on the experts to discuss and analyze all the latest developments around these new consoles. From frame rates, services, features, peripherals, and even all the new tech jargon, Next Gen Console Watch 2020 will keep you up to speed on everything leading up to the next generation of gaming. Join us every Friday for a new episode.
Not only is IGN the world's biggest media brand for games and entertainment, but we also have a team of some of the world's biggest fans of your favorite franchises. From breaking news and exclusives, never-before-seen looks at movies and games, to reviews, let's plays, and live streams, IGN brings you all the coverage you need, no matter where you are. Whether you're on IGN.com, the IGN app, YouTube, Facebook, or Snapchat, we've always got you covered. IGN, the #1 source for all games and entertainment fans worldwide.
News, Games, and More is IGN's live news show every day of the week that covers all the day's news about games, movies, comics, and of course more. This is our daily live show that takes a rotating cast of IGN talent going over all the latest news of the day while taking live questions and comments from chat. We're live every Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, and you can find us on mixer.com/IGN, youtube.com/IGN, and twitch.tv/IGN. See you there.
If you're you're not following IGN on social media, what are you waiting for? We're constantly updating our feeds to bring you the latest news, gameplay, custom original content, the best user-generated videos and art, memes, and a whole lot more. Be part of the conversation throughout the year. Follow IGN on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Snapchat.
A butte from a tree, or the floor from the ground. Where have you grown, my beautiful, beautiful Habaniche? I cannot wait
Don't
to
say
eat
that.
you. What?
Habaniche? That's a horrible.
Yeah. Welcome back to Up at Noon Live at 5, a bad show made by idiots, but idiots with big hearts, good intentions, and kindred spirits.
If you're a kindred spirit with good intentions, go donate to our charities, the Bail Project and the World Health Organization. There should be links in the video description, but you can also head to donate.ign.com if somebody screwed up and didn't put links in the video description.
That's right. A lot of people do that because you know what? Summer is actually the longest season, according to IGN. Speaking of good intentions, that's what the road to hell is paved with, and that's where the devil lives. That was the least insane sounding segue to talk about this enormous statue of this winged nightmare man from Tekken.
Hey everybody, Max
Devil
and Brian
Jin.
here, and we got our hands on an early build of Fuser, which is they keep doing that. That's weird. That's okay.
A lot of
anyway,
okay. Max, tell us about this awesome statue of Devil Jin from Tekken.
Okay, so please do not address the blanket. That's a normal blanket. A lot of people have blankets. A lot of people have blankets of the marmoset. Let's get a closer look there at the Devil Jin. So this is a quarter scale Devil Jin statue from Tekken 7. I'll admit I'm not super up on Tekken lore, but I know that Tekken is effing bananas. So it did not really surprise me that a man with black wings and light up eyes and chains all over his pants, and his pants look like Guy Fieri's shirt, would be, the devil. But yeah, basically this is from PureArts, who made the cool Cyberpunk stuff we showed off earlier. This is a quarter scale, like I said. It is 9.5 kilograms. It is I don't know the metric system. It is 68 centimeters tall. It's a big damn statue. It's very large. Here's some close-ups of it. This is
wow.
ships worldwide.
Dude,
I think
those robot hands are awesome.
Right? Like there's a lot going on there. They go for $749 a pop. Believe me, I will be taking this back to the IGN office. I'm not keeping it. Otherwise, my wife would become the Devil Jin and would strangle me with her robot claws. But if you want one, they're over at purearts.com. The weird thing is I decided to be like, let's show off really how big this is. And I put my dog next to it. I think we have some footage. There's the dog with the statue. Look at him. He's frightened by it. To be fair, he's a very small dog, but it's a large statue. It's very big. And I don't know if we can even really see it properly. Like it has LEDs all over the sort of base he's on that shine up at him. There's also there's lights inside the eyes, which are actually here. I can show you this.
What? That's incredible.
So his eyes. This is terrible. This is bad. Okay, there we go. Yeah, look at that.
Oh,
there's like a bunch of little teeny tiny batteries in there. There's an easy little switch
and so it
to get
sticks
them off.
onto his head with a magnet, basically.
Yeah, it all sticks together with magnets, which is very considerate. I'm also just I think carrying this thing down my stairs was the most dangerous adventure I've had in my home. I was just terrified of shattering it. It's freaking massive. So there you go.
Was it like in terms of pieces to put together? Was it just a few? Like, did the wings have to? Was it all?
So it's the head. The wings are each a separate piece, and then the sort of the torso or the entire body of him just all clicks out, and there are steel rods in his feet. Here's me unboxing it. I'm also a large man, unlike my dog, which is small. So you can see exactly how normal sized the statue makes me look by comparison using perspective. The dog is small, but I am large. Meanwhile, we look stupid when we walk down the street together, me and the dog, not the statue.
I thought you meant you and me, and I also agree with that too. No, the details on this thing look
Yes.
We look stupid right here. The details on this thing look incredible. Especially, I really like the way they did this sort of like craggy, eroded rock structure. Yeah, the box is gigantic.
Yeah, it's
Man,
an enormous box. But yeah, they do a whole lot. These companies that make this stuff, and PureArts is great about it too. Like the packaging is designed to be like, let's keep this stuff, safe and sound. And they it's gorgeous. So this is limited to 1,500 pieces, and it's $749 a pop. It's shipping worldwide. PureArts.com. So huge thanks to those guys for sending this over. We actually have one more tease of theirs. They are working on. We showed off the Assassin's Creed. What is it? It's Altair and Bayek, and they also make an Ezio. And this is a first look at a tease of what's his name, Ivor from Valhalla, the one that's not even out yet.
That's right.
The Nordic Viking adventure.
If you saw our episode a couple weeks ago where we showed off the statues of Bayek and Altair, they are like unbelievably good looking, gorgeous, incredibly detailed, really cool features in terms of like lighting up. And so I really can't wait to see what they do with this. Like this is a game we don't know a ton about, so this is like super interesting. I mean, we've seen some teasers and like a little bit of footage and stuff like that, but this is gonna be a big one. And so I honestly, like, these are expensive, but they're ridiculously high quality, and I think that's also, you're buying into something that they are incredibly limited, and so like, you're going to be one of the only people that gets this thing. So this is for hardcore super fans.
Yep. Anyway, we have to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment with some very silly nonsense, as opposed to all of the other stuff we've done today, which has been very serious. And thank you for bearing with us. We'll be right back, I promise.
IGN Summer of Gaming is presented by The Last of Us Part 2, available June 19th, rated M for mature. By the Army National Guard, working in our communities throughout the COVID pandemic to deliver food, build hospitals, and more. Go to nationalguard.com/esports for more info. And by Fuser, who will be partying with us all summer long.
News, games, and more is IGN's live news show every day of the week that covers all the day's news about games, movies, comics, and of course more. This is our daily live show that takes a rotating cast of IGN talent, going over all the latest news of the day while taking live questions and comments from chat. We're live every Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, and you can find us on mixer.com/IGN, youtube.com/IGN, and twitch.tv/IGN. See you there.
If you're not following IGN on social media, what are you waiting for? We're constantly updating our feeds to bring you the latest news, gameplay, custom original content, the best user-generated videos and art, memes, and a whole lot more. Be part of the conversation throughout the year. Follow IGN on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Snapchat.
Everybody loves watching a speedrun of their favorite game. But what if you got the opportunity to peek into the minds of the developers while they watch their games getting completely wrecked? That's exactly what happens in every episode of Game Devs React to speedruns.
Yeah, you can do that. Oh my god!
We invite you to ride along with the developers as they react to, question, and enjoy some of the most skilled players exploiting and speeding through a game it took years of their life to create. Join us every Saturday for a new episode.
The next generation of video gaming is on the horizon, and IGN is here to bring you the latest PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X news and analysis in our new weekly show, Next Gen Console Watch 2020. We'll bring on the experts to discuss and analyze all the latest developments around these new consoles. From frame rates, services, features, peripherals, and even all the new tech jargon, Next Gen Console Watch 2020 will keep you up to speed on everything leading up to the next generation of gaming. Join us every Friday for a new episode.
One of the most beautiful, and you know, I will. I'll take the ring off because you are that special. Oh, are we back?
It doesn't smell spicy, but my throat hurts after smelling it. What does that mean?
Ooh. I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know.
Now, we don't like to get too serious on this show, but there's one issue that needs to be addressed, and I want to get just kind of serious for a second. There has never been a decent action figure of Dennis Nedry from Jurassic Park until now.
Right.
And when it rains, it pours.
We are very, very lucky. Max, this husky hacker who steals dinosaur embryos and puts Barbasol on a piece of pie has been a cinematic icon for like 25 years now. And thanks to Mattel, he's finally getting immortalized in plastic. And we really, really, really want to talk about him because he's both of our, I would say one of our favorite characters in cinematic history. But I think before we get started, we should eat a habanero pepper. And I want to give a quick shout out to Vern and our friends over at Hot Pepper Gaming for originating this idea on the internet. One of my favorite things in the world. Max and I were both on that show. Rest in peace to that show. A great, great thing. But in the meantime, we will pay homage to that show by eating these habanero peppers, in which we have big bags of. And then we'll talk about Dennis Nedry, because why not? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Please, no!
Oh, there's that funny smell in my nose. I don't want to get the hiccups again.
Yeah, so Dennis Nedry.
Generate the 1.21 gigawatts of electricity. 1.21 gigawatts!
All we need
What
is
a great
plutonium.
I got the hiccup.
You got the hiccups already? All right, so anyway, there would normally be a convention exclusive, at Comic-Con or something this year. I'm clicking on the wrong window. Mattel is doing a wonderful 4-inch action figure of Dennis Nedry in his conversation with Dodgson outfit. We got a picture of it right here. It comes in the Barbasol can, which rotates to reveal not dinosaur embryos, but Dennis Nedry himself, and he's got all of his special things. Look at this. It slides off. He's got his Hawaiian shirt. He's got his big duffel bag. He's got his pie. He's got his Barbasol. So, fun fact, until I was probably 16 years old, I thought that you actually could put Barbasol on pie. I thought that was a thing that people did. But anyway, that's very cool. Look at this funny face. Look at this funny man here.
I'm going to get some milk. I'll be right back.
Okay, you good there? It hurts like an F word in my mouth right now. Anyway, let's take a look here. So everyone loves this scene. Also, they just announced anecdotally for, what is it, Jurassic World Evolution or whatever the next movie is called, Jurassic World 2 or 3 or whatever, the Colin Trevorrow one. They announced that guy who plays Dodgson is going to be in the new movie. But it's like, get Wayne Knight back in there. Get him in there. I want to see him. You see, nobody cares. Anyway, that's a great scene. I love that part. Don't cheap out on me, Dodgson. But great news, because there's not just one action figure of Dennis Nedry.
Oh yeah, there's also a lot of them.
A 6-inch one. There's a 6-inch one from the Amber collection, which is kind of the Mattel, Black Series version of Jurassic Park. But I love this one. I want this one a lot. I got so excited when I saw this. My tongue hurts a lot.
Oh my God.
Tongue, it hurts like a.
It's just my throat, really. It's just, oh God, it's right in the back of my throat.
But yeah, take a good look at Dennis Nedry here. He is a real big boy. He's got his windbreaker on because he had to get out in the rain and bring the embryos out to his friend Dodgson. And he comes with a stand, a Barbasol can, and he has a little head. Let's keep talking about it. Let's keep going. Look at the pictures.
I don't know if the beer makes it better or worse. That's bad.
It's not helping it.
Dog.
You gotta do.
Oh, I found a seed in my mouth.
Oh. Okay.
I think I'm crying now. Hot damn.
Oh,
anyway, let's take a look at more of these.
Pictures.
I'm excited about this. So we were supposed to. There's also. This is the great news. There's also a dilophosaur that is in this scale too. That comes with not just the big, funny frilled lizard fan neck. It also has like a folded up version, which looks like something very suggestive. But then he's got that funny sign that has this thing that spins around where he gets lost on. But I'm excited about this. I think that I don't want to body shame. I think they didn't make Dennis Nedry fat enough. because
I
Wayne
agree.
Knight was pretty hefty back then. He also, I don't know if you've seen Wayne Knight in recent photos. He lost a ton of weight, and good for him. That's awesome. But like, I don't know if it's like a articulation issue or something. They don't make a lot of husky action figures, you know.
No,
But,
it's very difficult to do it. Actually, it's really hard to make it. It's also that plastic costs a lot, so they have to charge you more money for it.
Look at that Barbasol. I bet a big hiccup with this was getting the license to use Barbasol Beard Buster officially.
I have a feeling I'm gonna have a big hiccup soon too, if you know what I'm talking about.
Look at this. He made a funny
look at
picture.
more
Look at that.
photos.
He also comes. He's got the alternate heads with the poopsie face. He gets the slime on his face. Hey. But hey, it's not cheap to be putting logos on stuff. You got to do. Sometimes you got to use it twice.
It comes with a little head. Some poopsies.
I like that he has two heads. He has the regular head and he has the slime head, but then he's also got two sets of hands. There's the holding hands, and then there's the frightened hands, which are like this.
Well,
this
this feels like
my face.
feels like something from Saw, where there's a poopsie and your hands are there, but they're cut off and they can't stop the poopsie from hitting your face. That's an action figure of is available right now.
You know what? If I have to review this action figure, which I don't think I will, because we don't do that, and also I haven't done that in since high school. But if I did, I would probably dock some points because it doesn't come with the stick. When he goes, see the stick, stupid, and he tries to feed it to the dilophosaurus, and then he gets killed.
Max,
Anyway.
I think you're a good person to review this action figure, the poopsie one, because you have a lot of history of getting swirlies back in high school from all the big bullies.
I never had a swirly. No one ever did that. But when I first moved to California, I said something stupid in class, and some kid was like, "Hey, dude, how many times have you been canned?" And I was like, "Is that like getting drunk?" And they were like, "No, dude, that's when someone shoves you in a garbage can." And I was like, "Oh, that's never happened." And they're like, "Well, we'll see if that happens." I don't think that ever happened to me because I was a very large boy in high school. So
Anyway, eating peppers on camera and destroying our throats isn't even the craziest thing we've done this week. We actually had a DJ battle where we played Fuser, which is super, super fun. And we're going to take a look at that right after the break. And I'm going to chug more milk. No break. Just kidding. I'm going to drink the milk all by myself.
we're gonna show. Wait. Whatever. So we got exclusive hands-on with Fuser, which is the new game from Harmonix. Oh God, it's like a DJ festival game. It's very cool. We got an early build of it. You can be a very good DJ in it. You can be very cool and have a cool music festival, or you can do the opposite of that. Guess which one of us did that? Let's take a look. Early build of Fuser, which is a game from Harmonix and NCSoft, which lets you take control of being a cool DJ in front of a giant festival. The version we have has a handful of songs in it. The final version is coming out later this fall. It's coming to PC, Xbox One, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. It's going to have a huge library of over 100 songs at launch, covering a wide variety of genres, from rock and pop to hip-hop and country, all sorts of stuff. Brian, you have some experience actually making music, correct?
Yeah, I love to produce music, and so I'm super interested in this game. This game has a lot of options in terms of how you want to construct mixes and take songs and bring them all together.
Brian, that's great. I have no experience making any kind of music. I think I'm pretty bad at it, but I also love to play dress up, and I have a cool DJ persona that I've never told anyone about, so I think I have what it takes to make a much more impressive festival set than you do.
Okay, all right, fine, fair enough. Let's have a DJ battle, and we'll let the audience decide which is more important. Is it the music, or is it the pageantry? I'll go with the music because I love to make music, and you go with the costumes because you love to dress like a buffoon. I'll go first. Here's the rules. I'll pick my own songs, and for the second round, we'll pick each other's songs.
All right, well, you, watching at home, can be the judge. May the best man win.
I agree.
Let's give it a shot.
It'll be me.
Stop that.
All right, Max, so this is my DJ. As you can see, he's dressed exactly like I am in real life. Very simple, very comfortable, very casual.
Yeah, you look like you just got out of bed.
I did. I'm going to pick out my crate because that's the most important part. Let's start with The Message, one of my favorite songs of all time.
Can't knock that.
We'll throw in a little DMX, 50 Cent. Absolutely throwing in some Regulate.
Middle school, high school, okay.
Yep. Some Rock the Casbah, one of the dopest bass lines of all time. Let's get a little Nelly. Let's get some Hot in here. You know what? Let's go crazy. A little bit of Coldplay. How about that? And then we'll do a tiny bit of Whitney Houston. Are you ready for this?
You look like you just woke up. I'm sure.
I did. And you know what? Look at that energy. You see that? Let's start one of my favorite beats of all time. Here we go. That's a drop. That is a drop right there. Oh. Ooh. Ooh, you see those perfect beat drops?
Well, you're gonna mix it up a little bit? That's just a regular song, man.
Okay. All right. Ooh. 50, bring the drums in.
Well, which is it? Are you in a club or a Casbah?
I'm in a club bar.
Pick one. Those into club strings give me the anxiety. They give me the palpitations, man.
There we go. We got Nelly getting hot, taking off his clothes, and we got Whitney Houston's drums. It's a sentence I never thought I'd say, but here we are. Okay, I'm gonna shake it up a little bit. Bring in a little bit of Coldplay, because that was my wild card. That's my secret ingredient.
Was everyone having too much fun there? You gotta have like a nice sad song, get all serious. Too much dancing.
No, these drums are good, man. I'm gonna bring it full circuit for you. Ready? Here we go. See? Now it's like an emotional classic hip-hop song. So I think I killed it. What do you got?
Well, I would like to introduce you to my character, Cap'n Hot Dogs. He's the DJ at the International Hot Dog Festival, which is primarily about hot dogs, but also music. So we're going to be doing lots of music, and everyone's going to be having hot dogs.
Can you talk about this tattoo and this blazer?
It's a rainbow, but instead of a cloud at one end, it's ice cream. And also, I'm wearing a lot of body glitter. That was actually unintentional. I got glitter bombed backstage because someone was having too much fun.
All right, well, let's see what you got musically.
All right. Well, obviously, I want Smash Mouth, because that's the best song ever made. They do All Star. Do you know All Star?
Yeah, dude, I've seen Shrek.
All right, fair enough. Lizzo, because there's the good horns and stuff on there. Also good horns on DMX.
Definitely.
Yep. Yeah, let's get some Brad Paisley in there, because why the hell not? Get some Gaga.
Yeah, you're making it
Harley Rae.
You're making it difficult for me to pick the songs for you when this is your choice here.
I don't listen to a lot of music, you know? All right, let's get the Fatboy Slim in there.
Okay.
Cool.
What is happening?
Oh, also I have cowboy boots because I like to mix it up, and they have good arch support.
All right, what are you starting with here?
I mean, obviously, some Smash Mouth, and then everyone loves the dulcet tones of Brad Paisley.
We can try out the four-wheel drive.
Hell yeah, baby! And I've always let's speed it up a little bit. Let's get wild.
Cause it's a good night.
Yeah, baby.
Oh wow.
Yep.
This is a lot. This is a lot to take in. Okay.
Where's the DMX horns?
That might be a bit much.
All right.
I think the crowd might get a little.
There we go. There we go. Now we're talking. People, look at how much fun everyone's having. They got funny stuffed animals and stuff.
Trying to nod my head to this, figure out the right. Wow.
My big problem with X Gun Give It To You is it's honestly too slow of a song. I think that it's...
I think your big problem with music is all of it.
DMX would love it here. I would have a great time at my festival.
I don't feel well.
Everyone else here is having a great time. I wonder what this does. There we go. Getting a little help there. There's my dog friend. Look at that. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good drop.
That might have been cheating, but I'm doing okay.
Wow.
Look at that. Having a great time up there.
You know, that's really what counts.
Yeah. So that's the International Hot Dog Festival. It's the #1 music festival on Earth, and everyone loves to go here. Have a great time. Listen to my music.
You know what? You brought it back around, and I appreciate that. All right, Max. So I think I knocked it out of the park in the last one. So I want you to pick 8 songs.
I have great taste in music, and I also know that you don't always agree with my taste in music. So let's start out with "Don't Fear the Reaper," BOC.
Got it.
Okay, that's a sufficient amount of cowbell to start with. Let's get some Panic at the Disco there.
I should take these sunglasses off. It's very hard to see.
Are you just like fumbling around there?
Yeah, I'm in the darkness.
Okay, Call Me Maybe. Dude, let's get Coldplay in there too.
I'm really good at Coldplay. I just proved that.
Ooh, Old Town Road for sure.
Okay.
And let's go down a little further. There we go. Thunder.
Okay.
Imagine Dragons. The kids love it. They love the Imagine Dragons. Oh, you love Jonas Brothers. Get Sucker in there. You have all those posters up in your room. You love the Jonases. All of them.
Don't tell people about my room.
We got to do some party rock, and let's get the party rock anthem with the LMFAO. There we go.
All right, I'm ready for this.
There we go.
And look, it's the daytime. You know, we're gonna have a different vibe than last time. All right, I'm gonna let you pick the first song that I have to start with.
Oof.
Who do you got for me?
Let's do some Jonases. Get the Jonas Brothers in there.
Oh man. All right.
And then let's get some LMFAO in there.
Party rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just
This is a challenge.
Yes, that's what we're doing here. And what about some Old Town Road? Just get that in there too. Yeah.
All right. Okay, this is working. I'm taking over from here. I don't need you anymore.
All right.
That is totally working. Are you kidding me? Shades are going back on for this one. Wow.
Those strings, man.
Oh my god. Are you kidding me? We're bringing the Jonas vocals in. All
Crowd
right.
is just losing it. They're going crazy out there.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Throwing balloons around.
Oh my god. Are you kidding me?
You're good at this, man. You know what you're doing.
I am so proud of that mix.
Nicely done.
All right, Max. Let's get a little fun here. Let's start with the Chainsmokers. Don't Let Me Down. Head on down and Give Me Everything. I think we should get a little bit of Post Malone because he's got tons of tattoos. You have tons of tattoos. Let's get a little bit of Cardi B. You love Lady Gaga, right?
Yeah.
Throw her in there.
You know she's half motorcycle?
That is true. Yeah. You know, a lot of people were born like that, or born this way. Thrift Shop with Macklemore. I know you love him. And then we'll do a little J Balvin and Willy Willy from Magente, a song I don't know anything about.
Okay.
And you know what? Let's give you some Stir Fry by Migos.
I know 2 of these songs. Oh, I know I was screwing me up last time as I wasn't wearing cool sunglasses. So let's try this out this time.
There we go.
All right.
I'm gonna pop some tags.
Yeah.
I got $20 in my
Starting with an acapella, I dig it.
It's kind of a spoken word festival sometimes. People like to mix it up. All right, and I am having a hard time singing with the glasses on, but I'm going to make the best of it. A lot of musicians have this problem.
This is working for me, man. I'm popping the shades on too.
Crowd is going bananas, I think. Again, it's yes.
It's hard to see with the glasses.
They are in fact going bananas.
I'm into this.
You know what? I'm gonna get crazy here. I'm gonna add.
This is working. I don't understand. This is working really well.
It's because I'm an international DJ at the International Hot Dogs Festival. I know what
Let's
I'm
not
doing,
push it. More vocals, huh?
You know, about 80% of music is what people are saying over it.
I feel like a lot of your strategy is just to keep people confused.
Yeah. No, it keeps it exciting. Keeps it
Right.
interesting.
What?
Music.
So is this your first time hearing music?
I've heard some of it before. 2 or 3 songs in the past. Look at that, I got a light show.
Okay, I think
Having a great time. See if they can get crazy for me. Help me out. Here we go. Yeah, music. Music. Yes. Everyone dance to the music. There we go.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know who won the Battle of the Century. Well, I do. It was probably me. Max, you did a lot better than I thought you would. Although, I think you definitely put a lot more work into your character and your personality than you did the actual music. But you're getting better and better. And I think
it's called showmanship, and it's a big part of it. Okay.
I think a big part of music is music. But if you want
I
to,
think a lot of people would come to my festival.
I think they would also leave early. Does that count?
Got glow sticks, hot dogs.
I had glow sticks.
What about you, viewers at home? Would you come to my festival, the International Hot Dog Festival of Music and Dance?
I think I won. Max thinks he won. Ladies and gentlemen, sound off in the comments below and let us know who you think won the DJ battle of the century. Was it DJ Brian at the Casbah Club Knock It Out of the Park DJ Festapalooza World Tour 2020, official title, or DJ Hot Dogs at the Hot Dog Festival?
That's Captain Hot Dogs.
Let us know in the comments. And for all things Fuser, which is coming to PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch this year and lets you mix music with over 100 different songs, be sure to check it out. Stick with IGN because we got your backs. Head down to those comments and just type DJ Brian 1. It's really easy.
Just all you have to do is write Captain Hot Dogs. I promise. It's free and it's a great time. Just write Captain Hot Dogs in the comments.
Go check out Fuser either way, even though I won.
When we first met, you brightened up my day.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Up at Noon. That was legit one of my favorite Let's Plays we've ever done, Max. That was super, super fun. Yeah, please go check out that game. It's an absolute blast. Also, I feel healed. I feel better now.
You feel good?
From
you drank all that milk? You drank all the milk?
Yeah, no, it's my kids' milk
I just
too.
worked through the pain.
Yeah.
Did you get hot pepper juices in the milk, and your kid's gonna get the hot peppers in the milk now? That's terrible. You sick man.
Actually, something I hadn't really considered. But anyway, that was
you gotta burn that milk. That was Up at Noon. Huge thanks to everyone who tuned in. Thank you to PureArts for sending over the statues and giving us a scoop on the Cyberpunk sports bike. And a big, huge, massive thanks to everyone who donated to our wonderful charities. I want to give a quick shout out tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific to 4 p.m. Pacific. There's going to be the wonderful Pride Month Queer and Teen LGBTQ plus stream happening on IGN. A bunch of our friends are jumping on that. So if you want to be supportive, come on by and say some nice things in the comments if they're even doing that. But it's for LGBTQ Freedom Fund to help raise money for that, and just also play some games and hang out and have a nice time.
Yeah, go join that. It's going to be a big, awesome party and support our coworkers and support your queer friends all over the world. Speaking of parties, I do want to issue an apology to our party animal fans of Michelangelo. I know I put a picture of the action figure of Michelangelo in the thumbnail. We ate hot peppers and we were going to talk about the new Ninja Turtle toys from Super 7, good friends of ours, but we were too busy chugging milk and talking about Dennis Nedry. So I promise we'll get to it next week.
I think our first 2 weeks of doing this show live again, I kept putting Lego Pirates in the thumbnail, but then we'd run out of time and we couldn't talk about Lego Pirates. So it's just it was lied to people. And no one ever was like clickbait. Anyway,
now there is some stuff that you've written here. I think we legally are required to read it. So I think let's do our best. You
want to read it? All right, yeah, we're winding things down for today, but there is still more fun on the horizon. On Tuesday the 30th at 3 p.m. Pacific time, we'll be doing a Summer of Games award ceremony followed by an after party. What does that mean? You have to tune in to find out. Also, we don't know. We're tired.
That's right. So farewell, my treasured treats, my sweet cinnamon whatabouts, my licorice gadaboots. May your dreams be blessed with peppermint kisses and soft peachy whispers. Go watch the hit Sylvester Silverstein film Daylight, streaming exclusively on HBO Max, which was named after Max Scoville. So is Peacock, because that's what people called him in high school, and several other streaming services. I can't do it. I can't do it. Anyway, Sylvester Stallone fights like a tunnel in that movie. So if all your other apps are broken, you have that as an option.
I watched that movie earlier today. That's not a good movie.
What do you mean? Earlier today?
I just put it on in the background when I was filming that video of my dog next to the Tekken statue.
IGN Summer of Gaming is presented by The Last of Us Part 2. Available June 19th. Rated M for mature. By the Army National Guard, working in our communities throughout the COVID pandemic to deliver food, build hospitals, and more. Go to nationalguard.com/esports for more info. And by Fuser, who will be partying with us all summer long.
I've got some big news. The bank finally came through, and I'm holding the keys to a brand new.
News, games, and more is IGN's live news show every day of the week that covers all the day's news about games, movies, comics, and of course more. This is our daily live show that takes a rotating cast of IGN talent, going over all the latest news of the day while taking live questions and comments from chat. We're live every Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, and you can find us on mixer.com/IGN, youtube.com/IGN, and twitch.tv/IGN. See you there.
The next generation of video gaming is on the horizon, and IGN is here to bring you the latest PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X news and analysis in our new weekly show, Next Gen Console Watch 2020. We'll bring on the experts to discuss and analyze all the latest developments around these new consoles. From frame rates, services, features, peripherals, and even all the new tech jargon, Next Gen Console Watch 2020 will keep you up to speed on everything leading up to the next generation of gaming. Join us every Friday for a new episode.
Not only is IGN the world's biggest media brand for games and entertainment, but we also have a team of some of the world's biggest fans of your favorite franchises. From breaking news and exclusives, never-before-seen looks at movies and games, to reviews, let's plays, and live streams, IGN brings you all the coverage you need, no matter where you are. Whether you're on IGN.com, the IGN app, YouTube, Facebook, or Snapchat, we've always got you covered. IGN, the #1 source for all games and entertainment fans worldwide.
If you're not following IGN on social media, what are you waiting for? We're constantly updating our feeds to bring you the latest news, gameplay, custom original content, the best user-generated videos and art, memes, and a whole lot more. Be part of the conversation throughout the year. Follow IGN on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Snapchat.